You know what's wild? It only took 2 days post-military discharge for Jungkook to find himself in hot water. Not for a crime, not for some hidden scandal, but because of a hat with the words "Make Tokyo Great Again." And no, you're not hallucinating. Yes, that's a real thing he wore. And yes, it opened the floodgates of historical trauma, fandom warfare, selective outrage, in one fell swoop. If you've somehow missed the discourse, Jungkook was spotted on June 13, 2025, wearing a black cap that read "Make Tokyo Great Again" during J-Hope's rehearsal in Goyang. That's right, "Make Tokyo Great Again." Sound familiar? Yeah, that slogan is soaked in Trumpian rhetoric, coated with nationalism, and dipped in ignorance, especially considering the bloody history between Korea and Japan. And yes, it was low-key tone-deaf, full stop. Before we talk about Jungkook, let's ground this conversation in historical reality. Japan colonized Korea from 1910 to 1945, an era that included forced labor, language bans, cultural erasure, sexual slavery, comfort women, and a legacy of trauma that still hasn't been fully acknowledged by the Japanese government, and diplomatic tensions persist today, from the Dokdo Takeshima dispute to ongoing reparations cases. Korea has a very complex and painful relationship with Japan, and there's still public sensitivity around normalization or glorification of Japanese imperial nostalgia. Even saying "Make Tokyo Great Again," whether meant sincerely or ironically, can ring alarm bells. The slogan's resemblance to MAGA only adds fuel to the fire. That said, I'm glad he took accountability. His apology came within 24 hours. He didn't make excuses. He didn't gaslight fans. He said he didn't know, admitted it was careless, and got rid of the damn hat. That is how you take responsibility. Could he have avoided this altogether? Sure, but once it happened, he owned up to it without weaponizing his fans, waiting for hype to put out a statement, or deflecting blame. And it shows maturity on his end. Now let's address the part that had me rolling my eyes into another dimension: the sudden emergence of self-appointed cultural historians from other fandoms. I'm talking talkies who hate BTS more than they love their own faves, a number of SM stans whose faves have worn offensive outfits and said wild things unchecked, and YG fans whose idols literally use anti-black slang and get coddled for it. Suddenly, you'll care about Korean-Japanese history. Since when? Don't get it twisted. Criticism is valid. Accountability is necessary. But this wasn't about the actual issue for most of y'all. It was about dogpiling Jungkook for the thrill of it. If it had been a lesser-known idol, there would have been zero think pieces, zero performative activism, zero threads about trauma. But because it was Jungkook, because it was BTS, the hate was too delicious to resist. You had people who don't know the difference between Hirohito and Hiroshima trying to educate armies on colonialism. You had fans of idols who've done actual harmful things with zero and nonsense apologies, suddenly demanding Jungkook be deplatformed over a fashion accessory. It's giving performative. It's giving projection. It's giving "I finally have a reason to hate him" without sounding like a jealous hater. And to be clear, I'm not excusing the hat. I'm not saying leave him alone. He's perfect. I'm saying a lot of y'all were never here for the historical discussion. You were here to drag. At the end of the day, Jungkook did something tone deaf. He was called out. He apologized. He took action. And that's how it should work. We don't need to burn him at the stake, and we don't need to pretend he's a flawless angel. What we do need is consistency. Hold everyone to the same standard. If you're gonna educate, educate with intention, not malice. Also, let's be clear, he's not the first K-pop idol to mess up, and he won't be the last. But the bar for accountability is so low in this industry that when someone actually clears it, it's worth noting, not ignoring. And to the fandoms who turned a real issue into a clout-chasing contest, sit down. This wasn't your moment to look woke. This was a moment to understand that activism isn't a weapon to aim at your rivals. It's something you do because you care. Let's try that next time.